Hey guys, what is up? It is your boy TheTerrain, back again with another Minecraft video. I'm back after a short break. Sorry, my life has been just kind of crazy lately, but I'm back with one of my most requested videos ever on how to make custom models. So as you can see in front of me, we have Steve as well as a hat. And we are also greeted by a bunch of new things in my world. We now have a new biome starting up. It's not finished yet. We have a desert. Over there we have a nice little house. We can go over there in a second. We also have a new building for our equipment and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty much just an upgraded world now. It's a lot better, trust me, and when I make the world download available to you guys, trust me, you guys are gonna love it. There's a lot of stuff in here. But back to the models. So we have our hat right over here, and we have Steve. Now Steve, you can actually kind of hold him like this, and for our hat you need to do a command in order to put it on your head with the replace item. But if I do that, then you can see that I have a red hat on me currently. I think it looks pretty nice, I'm not sure. And the other great thing about this is that you do not need optifine to make custom models. You just need basically to set up the resource pack like a normal one. If you do not know how to do that, I will leave the pack.mcmeta in the description, and you can just look it up online. So yeah, let's hop right into our desktop. Alright guys, so we are on our desktop, or OBS for me because that's what I'm recording with, and down at the little search bar that is near your screen, you're going to want to type in %appdata% and press enter. Next you're going to want to go into .minecraft, go to resource packs, go into your resource pack, so for me resource pack tutorial, assets, Minecraft, and then create a new folder here. Now you're going to want to name this models, exactly like this. No, like it's case sensitive, so don't put any caps. Press enter, go in there, and you're going to want to make two new folders. First one's going to be block, second one's going to be item. Okay, actually make sure not to put in the S's because apparently Minecraft does not like it spelled that way. So in Minecraft's code, they have every single block and item within these that show what it looks like when it goes onto the floor, like when it kind of spins around, when it's in your hand, when it's on your face, when it's in your inventory, everything like that. Now what we're going to do is use a program called Blockbench, which is free. You can download it online. The download's in the description, to make our own model to replace what is in the game. So let's open that up right now. Now upon entering, you're going to see this menu. Do not be overwhelmed, but what you're going to want to do is click Java block/item and just click it. Click confirm over here, and now we have this little kind of grid thing. Now there's a lot of buttons in here, but the main ones that you're going to want to need are add cube, add group, toggle more options, and then the plugins. Now the model that I want to create today is a Rubik's cube, a very, very simple one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cube, and I'm just going to kind of move it into the center. So right over here. And over here you can see you can scale it by the X, you can scale it by the Y, you can move it however you'd like. So I'm going to model this very, very quickly. It's not going to be professional, and I'll be back in 1 second. And if you want to add another cube, just click this add cube, and you can start on your new ones. And if you want to duplicate the cubes like I need to right here, you can go right click and then duplicate, and then you can just make a duplication. And also forgot to mention, if you want to pan around like this, left click, and if you want to kind of move around your camera, right click. And that's how you kind of move around your scene. Now because I want to duplicate all three of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a group, and I'm going to name this blocks. So let's just duplicate, and from there I can duplicate the group, put it up, duplicate the group, put it up. Now from here I'm going to make another group, and I'm going to name this side, and I'm going to drag all these groups into side. And now I can duplicate the side, and I can move an entire side. This way it will be a lot faster. Now it's time to get to texturing. So for texturing, you may have already guessed, it's over here, and there's two buttons. There's import texture and create texture. I'm going to import texture because creating texture never seems to work with me. I have no idea why. So I'm going to do import texture. In here I'm going to locate the default Minecraft resource pack because it will only use textures from that. So we're going to go to resource packs, default, assets, Minecraft, textures, and you can use any of these, but I'm going to use block. Alright, so I have my textures in here right now, and now what you're going to want to do is select the side that you want the texture on, and you're going to want to drag and drop this onto it. So now you get this looking thing, and you don't really know why it looks like that, because you want the entire emerald block. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up to UV, and this little box, this is what shows, or this is what is projected, sorry, onto this cube. So for me, I'm going to want to drag this out like so, and just make it look a bit better, I think. I'm going to do the same thing with all these sides because Blockbench does not really do that. Now, if you select one of these blocks and you don't want to, drag and drop onto the entire thing, what you can do is right-click on the emerald block PNG and go to Apply to Untextured Faces, and this will apply to the entire block. Alright guys, so I finished with my Rubik's Cube. It looks meh. So now when we're all done with this and when you're all done with your model, what you're going to want to do is come up to this button over here that says Display and click on it. Wow. Now the reason that you have to go into display is because otherwise when you put your model in game, it will look like this. It does not look good. So we have a bunch of models over here, and we can just adjust them how we like, and it will just scale it down and everything just to make it look, like an actual item. Now the first thing that I notice is the model's huge. So let's make this like a little bit better, I'm going to put everything to 0.3 and then put it kind of into my hand. And now for the third person left, we're basically just going to take all these dimensions. So 0.34, 0.34, and 0.34. And then just scale it until it looks right. So I think about there it looks right. And you can switch between and you can see it looks pretty similar. Now for the first person right, you're going to need to adjust this however you like. It's all kind of preference. I don't really like things taking up my view, so I'm going to go like that. And then for first person left, let's just scale it down. I don't really use first person left, but if you're making a resource pack and somebody does use it, you want to make sure it isn't like that, because that just looks kind of ridiculous. Now for head, I'm not going to be using this on my head, but if I am, I think that it would be kind of funny if it's just kind of like laying on top of there. And we can also rotate it like that and make it just kind of like on top there. And there you go, we got a little Rubik's cat head, or Rubik's cube head. Oh my gosh, that was very bad. For the ground, you're going to want to also just adjust this how you like. I'm going to, scale this down to half. Try and make the proportions as close as possible, because if they're off a little bit, then it'll just kind of look weird. I think that looks good. Make sure it's in the center too. Kind of looks like a Windows thing. I don't know. Whatever. Now in the frame, make sure that it's just center. Make sure it's the exact scale that you like. Also, if you're gonna make this like a desk item, make sure it kind of lays on the desk like that. I'll put this in my world afterwards, so I'm gonna go like that and make it just kind of just touching the ground basically. And also I'm going to rotate it a little bit. And pressing this button will basically reset. So if you go like that, you can just reset it right there. And I'm just going to rotate it a little bit just for when I put it on a desk, it will look kind of more natural. So when it's like that, it'll look more like a Rubik's Cube. And now in GUI, you can just adjust this how you like. I'm going to do basically the same proportions as last time. And Z does not matter, so you don't need to worry about that. Some people like to rotate it like this. What the heck? Oh, because my Z was like that. My bad. So now you're all done with this. Now, what do you do? I'm going to show you. So what you're going to want to do is go up to File, and you're going to want to go to Export, and make sure it's Export Block Model. Do not do OBJ. I did that before and it messed up. So export blocks model. Now locate your resource pack. You should already be there from the textures. You're going to want to go into your resource pack, go into Assets, Minecraft, Models, pick either a block or an item. For me, I'm going to do block. And now you must select a random block from your game that you want to remove. So pick a block that you are basically, that you're never going to use. For me, that's going to be wet_sponge. If it's a 2-word block like wet sponge, mossy cobblestone, make sure to put an underscore. That's basically the rule. Otherwise, it will not work. So if I see you guys complaining in the comments, that's probably the reason, okay? And you're going to want to save it as whatever block. And it should say saved as wet sponge. And now from here, you can exit out of Blockbench and go back into your game to see the finished result. Let's go. All right, guys, we are back in my resource pack world. And I think before I put on my texture pack, I'm going to go over to the location that I'm going to put my Rubik's Cube in. So I'm going to take you guys with me. You can see how I've updated it. As you can see, we have blueberries. I think that was a kind of cool addition. We're going to go over to our little studio set that has been built. Thank you. There's a lot of creations in here that are very, very cool. We're going to close that door. We can either take the elevator or the stairs, but I think stairs are going to be very nice. We are going to go over here, past the restaurant, and we are going to go over into our new recording studio. Boom. And now we are in our little location right next to Beepus. And right over here, we are going to activate our resource pack. If you do not know how to do this, what you're going to want to do is click Escape, Options, Resource Packs. I'm going to disable the one that I have on, and I'm going to enable Resource Pack Tutorial, which is my pack. We're going to see it load. This is our custom logo from the past tutorial, the GUI one. There should be a link right in the top right corner, I believe. And now what we can do is we can go into building blocks, and you can already see it. There's the wet sponge right over here. We can place it down. It has some invisibility and it's dropping things. That's just because of the block. Yeah, but of course it's not really meant to be placed. It's more meant to be placed right over here, where you can kind of rotate it around. And yeah, you can basically just make like a Rubik's Cube. And now the last thing that I'm going to show you for this video is how I made that Steve model, because I think that is a very, very helpful map making tool. And I've actually used that in this map somewhere. So let's hop back into Blockbench and I will show you how to do that. Alright guys, we are back, not black, sorry. And of course, and like the last time, we are going to click on Java block /item. Now in here, you're going to want to just confirm everything. And now, instead of clicking add cube, what you're going to want to do is go up to filter and plugins. Now in here, there's a bunch of plugins that you can use, but the ones that you're mainly going to want is the player statue one. So you can just look it up right here, player, and I've already had it installed, but it should show up right below Java command model. And you can just press install, and then you can go over to installed, and it's right in here. And from there, you can close out. Now in here, what you're going to want to do is go to filter, generate player statue. Now you can either pick a Steve or an Alex. I'm going to pick an Alex for this, and we're going to click confirm, and you can see it has given us a model. Now in here, what you're going to want to do is click import texture and go to the default resource pack and locate the Alex skin. It should be called alex.png. It's right there. And now what you can do is you can just click and drag on, apply to untextured faces, and you should already have a model. Now you could do a display and everything, but honestly I really don't care. Actually, I want to do something really quick. There we go. Wow, that's just awful. Oh my god. No, but actually just reset it and make sure that it's just, regular. Now from here, you're going to want to go file, export, and export block model. Locate your resource pack. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on resource pack tutorial, assets, Minecraft, models. And for this, I'm going to select item. Now in here, you're going to want to pick, just like the last one, an item that you barely use. You could do like damage values, but I don't actually know how to do that. So I'm just going to stick with something that I really know that I'm not going to use. The diamond hoe. And make sure that this D is lowercase. I mean, like, it will actually, because it will not work otherwise. So now save this. It'll say saved as diamond hoe. And you can exit out, and now we can go find our beautiful Alex. Oh my god, am I the only one that gets notifications like as soon as I want to record a video? Like actually? Like seriously? Are you kidding? Anyways, we're back in my resource pack world, and now if you try and go and find the iron hoe, or the diamond hoe, you can already see that it has been updated. However, that is because I reloaded my game. If you do not see it already, F3 and T, and it will reload all textures. And we already saw it, but you should be now seeing Alex hovering and stuff. It's pretty weird, honestly, to see that. And you can also put her in an item frame and she'll lie down, like, very tiny. Wow, you're very tiny. But yeah, guys, that should be it for this tutorial. If you guys liked the video, make sure to drop a like, maybe even subscribe. We make resource pack tutorials, and I may also be focusing on command block tutorials. Not too sure. But yeah, and with that being said, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Peace out.
Huh?